Saddam Hussein has been in charge of Iraq for a little over a year now, and his plans to invade neighbouring Iran are about to commence. Iran has been considered the major power in the Persian Gulf for quite some time, and the thought of Iraq challenging its dominance in the region was out of the question, until recently. The Iranian Revolution had ousted the previous secular pro-Western government that had strong ties to the US and Israel. But now, with an absolute monarchy in charge of the country, no Western democracy nor any communist state would come to their aid. The Iran-Iraq war would last 8 long years and end in a stalemate with no real benefit to either side, but Saddam would twist the story, claiming the war was a necessary victory. And only 2 years later, Saddam was ready for war again, but not with Iran. Instead, he was bent on invading the small country to his south, Kuwait, and this time it would actually be successful, occupying the entire country within a matter of days. However, this did not come without international condemnation, and this move would become the beginning of his downfall. In 2003, the US-led coalition would invade Iraq under the false pretense of finding evidence of weapons of mass destruction, even when proven there were none. Despite public outcry against the invasion, it had gone ahead anyway, and within a matter of weeks, the coalition had found Saddam hiding in a hole. This will become widely known as Saddam Hussein hiding spot, and from here, he would be sent to trial and publicly executed for war crimes and crimes against humanity. However, in this mod, things are gonna go a little differently. I attempted to repeat Saddam's ventures, reigniting the Iran-Iraq war, bringing Kuwait back into the Iraqi sphere, and this time going west too, towards the enemy of the Arab world, Israel. Hi, I'm Colonel Cam, and welcome to 8 years as Iraq in Red Dusk.
لبيك إسلام البطولة كلنا نفدي الحمام لبيك واجعل من جماجمنا لعزك سلما.
Hello guys, this should be fun, but really quickly before we get into the video, please like and subscribe. A lot of time and effort goes into these videos and I'd really appreciate it if you just did one of those things. Anyway, let's get straight into it. Okay, welcome back to Red Dusk. Now, I'm especially excited for today's installment of Red Dusk because we get to play as Iraq, which means we get to play as Saddam Hussein and get to declare war on the entire Arab world, essentially. In this timeline, Saddam Hussein did everything he did in the 90s, so all of that history in the intro there is completely true, canon for this mod. So we begin with things like Western embargo and a bunch of other national spirits that aren't too good. Things like a broken army, no fly zone, no Air Force 2, strained infrastructure, but we do have a lot of oil, meaning we have a lot of money. Yeah, 1,300 oil being produced. That is insane, but obviously it's not enough, okay? We need the oil from Kuwait and Iran too, obviously. It's not enough, the oil that we have. Now, the starting position of our army was pretty good. I made a few modifications. Some divisions had like no equipment at all, and so I just deleted them because there's no point in having like a division with like less than 25% equipment. Yo, they did it! They did it! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy! If you go up in conscription, if you lower your conscription, you get stability and construction speed. Yes, I have been waiting for the day that you get buffs on lower conscription, but it actually is more complicated than that. You see, you only get the buffs of being a lower conscription at peace. While you're at war, it actually gives you debuffs and vice versa. If you're on all adult serve at peace, that makes no sense, so it gives you more debuffs. This was actually implemented quite a while ago, just like I recorded this quite a while ago, and now I'm doing the narration closer to the time of upload. So right now, it's not that new of a thing. I sent a guy down to Angola to fight in the civil war. He won't die, guys, I promise. I think we should also deal with the Kurdish issue. So let's do it. 7 days, yeah. The Kurdish issue. Now these guys, I remember this. They are a pain in the ass and a lot stronger, and they do a lot more. The mechanic for them is quite annoying. Resistance to occupation. Wait, we don't even have cores? Wait, do we not have a core here? It's occupied, right. And then I left them alone for some reason and continued down the political branch. I should have crushed the Kurdish as soon as I had the opportunity to, but no, I'm just being distracted. But the political branch, look at this. It's really long. Look how far it goes down. Is my guy gonna die? Am I gonna get encircled again? I'm so bad. Finally, by the end of this year, I began working on Kurdistan. It's about time. We got this long-ass event that isn't really important, but it led to this decision mechanic. Yeah, I need 15 political power. I'm getting 0.07 a day. That is so bad. I need a political power to put down resistance, or they would rebel, like actually. And I was getting no political power, so it looks like we're gonna have to fight the Kurds like with my army. After increasing the military strength in Kurdistan and locating the strong points, the time has come to start the special operation aimed at isolating the Kurdish populations and exterminating anyone who oppresses the forces in the name of Saddam. But in order to do this special military operation, we needed planes, and we have the planes, except we've got a no-fly zone, so Americans and that are gonna know we're flying planes, and we're gonna be in trouble. Contest no-fly zone, right there. All right, we got to deal with this. Decisions to contest the no-fly zone will become available. So I got to do that before I can, okay. All right, contesting the no-fly zone done. Oh, this is complicated. In short, we have 4 zones, and each zone has airspace, air defenses, and intelligence. And the decisions down here slowly but surely brings each individual, whether it's airspace, air defense, or intelligence from each region up. But sometimes, if you don't have enough air defense and intelligence to increase your airspace, the mission will fail, thus resulting in the opposite effect. We can finance the regime or support the Iraqi people. It's out of the question. It's a completely... While I was doing the no-fly zone thing, it took me forever, I continued down my political branch and things began to get interesting. First was this propaganda focus, which gave me a bunch of decisions that gave me different buffs depending on what I wanted to do. But I was coming up to a decision in the tree. I could do dreams of a greater Iraq or dreams of a united Arab nation. But unfortunately, I had taken too long with Kurdistan and my no-fly zone, and they declared their independence with an army. Saddam Hussein himself is going to deal with it, okay? That is a lot! Oh my gosh, how many divisions do they have? 20? Right. The whole army is being mobilized. They may have quite a few divisions, but it seems they aren't very well equipped, so they aren't too hard to beat. There we go. Is this whole resistance thing gone? No. Are they going to do another one? Okay, we're actually going to increase... I didn't increase my, garrison laws. Martial law. There we go. Alright, let's do dreams of a greater Iraq. Ever since the days of the great empire of the Mesopotamia, the rivers which fuel Iraq have been a beacon of grand society within a vast northern desert of Arabia. We intend to keep it that way, implementing it into our propaganda programs with Saddam himself sponsoring this ideal. Yugoslavia had exploded, so I decided to send some volunteers to one side. I forgot which side I did. Oh, that's right, the Croatian side, not the communist side. Why would I do that? Send a tank division. I'm feeling a bit risky. All right, we're going to be defending Belgrade. Really? They leave because we're there in Belgrade? You know what's funny? Because it seems that whatever side I back begins to lose. As soon as I took Belgrade, we started getting pushed back. Strength. I actually have no more focuses to do. I can't do any focuses until I rule the skies, and I am so bad at ruling the skies, apparently. We lost Belgrade? Oh my gosh, am I going to get another bunch of debuffs? It's not my fault! Dude, Yugoslavia's winning. What am I doing? Even though it seemed like Yugoslavia was beginning to win, it was actually a push out of desperation. I think their war has like a timer they have to win by, because that timer ran out and the end of the Yugoslavian war happened. The end of Yugoslavia. Wait, what? News has arrived from turbulent Yugoslavia. The Yugoslav army was unable to defeat the separatist militaries, and the Yugoslav leadership was forced to sign a ceasefire with the rebels. We did it! We did it! We were like on the cusp of losing. Everyone was dying. It was awful. Kosovo was like dead. The end of the Yugoslav civil war. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So now we get all these relations. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do we get... No, okay. I was going to say, imagine we got a civ and a mil for each country we supported, but it was just the rebels as a whole. So 1 civ, 1 mil, 75 political power. Bosnia loves us. Croatia loves us. Kosovo loves us. Macedonia loves us. Oh yeah. We're popular in the Balkans. This turned out to be extremely advantageous because one of those countries in the Balkans has a resource that I desperately need. Chromium, right? You never think you need chromium in Hoi 4, but here we are. We need chromium. Throughout this whole playthrough, they give us so much chromium. It's great. This was a great year for us because finally we also managed to get rid of this no-fly zone. Finally. Coalition forces pull back. After many years of our nation being subject to constant terror bombings, it seems like we finally managed to free ourselves from the all-seeing eye of the coalition. With this no-fly zone gone, we can now get up to all kind of shenanigans, alright? They don't know what we're doing. But you know, if they had a bit of a think, they could probably guess what we're gonna do. Oh my god, we can do Americans aren't looking, run them over again. These poor Kuwaiti people, man. Can you imagine being invaded twice by Saddam? We also had an election. We won 100% of the vote, guys, you know? Yes, winning 100% of the vote shows how popular Saddam is. He's just he's so popular, man. That is so quick. That was so quick, we just destroyed them. I invaded Kuwait with relative ease, this time before invading Iran, because, you know, you can think of it as like a warm-up before we actually go into the proper Iraq-Iran war. We also have the option to invade Syria, and if we're going to do it by increasing difficulty, Syria would be next, and then Iran. I honestly don't remember what I did first, so I guess we'll see next year. Okay, so I've decided to increase the production of different types of planes. Normally I just concentrate on fighters and close air support, but I also want to get some interceptors just because I think these are actually really good for air superiority. Okay, well, we're going to take on Syria, that's right. Oh yeah, we're taking on Syria. Strike them now. After a long and careful military preparation, The time has come to attack and conquer Syria. Unfortunately, Syria has quite a few divisions. In fact, they have a lot more than I expected, but not as big of an air force, so that we've got that going for us. There it is. A new conflict between the Syrian Republic and Iraqi Republic has broken out in the Middle East after rising tensions. We should be able to break through pretty easily here. Well, we're breaking through everywhere because we get bonuses. Insane bonuses all the time. Did we just get pushed out? What in the world was that? They're like pushing us back in certain places every time we take a province. It's a bit weird. I tried concentrating in the south towards Damascus because that's all I needed to capitulate them. However, the defenses there were pretty strong, so then I decided to move my attention north, where I pulled off this encirclement and then began advancing south towards Damascus. Okay, this war has proved a lot. Our military is not up to scratch yet. If I'm struggling this much against Syria, then what's going to happen against Iran? It's just going to be a repetition and they're going to take Baghdad, and that's not what we want. Nice, cool. Alright, it's just this left. We could do with better equipment. That would probably help. Up to date. There we go, Damascus has fallen. And that is the end of Syria. The last country left to continue down our focus tree is Iran. Now this would be the big event, the main one, the one that is the most difficult, and it would prove to be extremely hard. I'm so not ready to declare war against Iran. I'm so not ready. It says we could do it, but I don't know. I'm putting all my tanks around here, okay? This is where all the oil is. And let's get my submarines. Oh, but let's actually get submarines and stuff out. We'll just get a convoy raiding on everything, on all of it. Yeah, we'll just convoy raid in the Persian Gulf. And with that, I invaded Iran, but I didn't push straight away, and neither did they. Okay, the supply hub's here. And that's it? Really? That's the only supply hub? It'll be extremely necessary to take that supply hub, but I started pushing in the south anyway to try and get into the oil fields or something. But no, their defenses were way too strong there. There was no way I was breaking through. They've actually taken some of our land. The problem is that they have forts around that area, but this is why I built strategic bombers, so I can destroy them with my planes. My air force is stronger than theirs, so I do have every advantage here. This is going to be, I feel like this is going to be a long war. This is not going to be a quick one. But seriously, look, Iran are losing equipment too. Look, all their divisions are half strength. So we're still way more equipped than them. So let's try, I think we can attack here. Yeah, Iran have so much more manpower. They have so many more divisions. I don't know how this, but surely we can win a war of attrition. If we can take the railway, they'd have to use a port for supply, and we are convoy raiding. And so there was my plan, and it worked. It did better than expected even. I took the railway, but also encircled the whole city. Okay, I think I can move my tanks now, because that was kind of my objective. Maybe we should try and push up in the north and encircle them up near Azerbaijan and Armenia. But instead I began pushing north from that same area, and I pulled off some encirclements on the way. Might actually reach Gilan here, or this one. What is this sea called again? The Caspian Sea. Might actually reach the Caspian Sea and then encircle everything there. So with my tanks, I did just that, and now the war is well in our favor, with me crushing their entire army in the north. Tehran has fallen! There we go, we get some factories out of that. Perfect. And now all these guys will be free to go onto the main front. Much equipment. I'm down 20,000 guns, but Iran have taken 1 million casualties. We've taken 200,000, but that's okay. Oh, my strength of all my divisions is declining so much. Iran is so close to capitulating. There's only a little bit left to go. Surely there's enough fight in my divisions to take them out. They've been encircled. Iran is still not even 50%. They'll be 50% after this, but wow, it takes a lot to capitulate them. Finally, after enough pushing to each capital, Iran capitulated. It was actually pretty tough near the start, but once we got that first breakthrough, there we go. The capitulation of Iran. So now they're called Iran. I don't know what that's about, but we're not done. We still have 2 more enemies, and one of them was a surprise invasion that I launched that even I was surprised about. Saddam proclaims Greater Iraq. After Iraq's recent military victories against Kuwait, Syria, and Iran, Saddam Hussein declared the enemies of Iraq and the traitors of the Arab people dead. Whoa, look at all that manpower we got from integrating. We're at 700k now. I was actually running out of manpower for a while there, but I was able to integrate the lands of Iran and Syria that we took, which is good. So now we pretty much got everything that we need. And just like that, we pretty much have all of our stuff back. I've just got a bunch. Oh, because we just integrated Kuwait, so we got 3 dockyards from that. And look how many military factories. All right, we're making nukes. Let's make some nukes and then maybe we can build some reactors. It's funny because this time we're actually going to have weapons of mass destruction. Anyway, next year would be my surprise invasion of Saudi Arabia. See, I don't want to improve my main battle tanks or my IVFs or APCs because it's so hard to produce them already. And the Russian army has a bunch of tanks, but they're all Soviet like T-55s or something. And they're completely rubbish, but like compared to nowadays. Oh, it says here about Ba'athist ideology. If we read this, it is a political ideology that was first developed by some dude. It was based on the idea of Arab unity and the creation of a single Arab state spanning from the Atlantic Ocean to the Arabian Gulf. That is a A big state. Oh, invading Saudi Arabia. Before we can invade Israel, we need to consolidate the region around us. That's why the invasion against the Saudis shall commence immediately. Huh? What? What? I'm not even ready! I didn't even have my army on the border, so I was so unprepared for this. I could have just not clicked the event and then just like put my army there before clicking it, but no, I did. But I didn't expect Saudi Arabia to be harder to invade than Iran. I mean, it's just flat desert land and their army isn't that big, right? My initial push was successful, as you can tell, but as they started filling up the front lines, especially with volunteers, it became a problem. Alright, how are we gonna deal with this now? You know what would be good? Having planes might actually be a good idea, huh? Am I actually an idiot? Still not enough. Whoa, they got like 1,000. Okay. The one advantage that I had in the war against Iran was my air force, but here it's no good, and my army I can't break through. In fact, they actually took Kuwait City from me. I've actually lost land. The thing is, a lot of these divisions have no strength. That's what makes it like hopeful that we can win. Because look at the strength in these Saudi divisions. And the volunteers obviously have a lot of strength, but they're volunteers. Fighting around Kuwait continued back and forth for quite a while, until finally we broke through and disrupted their supply. Wouldn't mind an encirclement like around like that. So I tried pushing for that encirclement, but I didn't get it. I mean, I managed to push forwards a bit, which is alright, but to no encirclement. Oh, we're actually right outside Rada. If we capitulate Saudi Arabia, they all capitulate, so that's actually not bad. You know, trying to pull off encirclements in Hoi 4 is a good strat because you end up just pushing anyway if you don't get the encirclement. So now we're just right outside Rida. Until finally, by the end of the year, I managed to take the city and capitulate Saudi Arabia. Yes. That's it. Saudi Arabia capitulated. That's it. Really? It's not it? Come on, that's it. I thought they would all capitulate, but they didn't. I had to invade the rest of the Arabian states too, but it was fine. They're pretty weak. Just before we capitulated the Arabian coalition or whatever it was, we got this long-ass event that was just one giant sad story. You can read it if you want. It's too long. I read it and it's pretty sad. There we go. Done. All right, let's annex all of it. Conclusion of the Great Middle East War. Look at this. Peninsula Arab Republic, Yemeni Arab Republic, and Omani Arab Republic. Now, the Kingdom of Jordan we don't actually despise. We kind of like accept their regime and all we do is make a deal with them. But this deal is like we subjugate them. But they accept it, which is good because now we have an even greater access to our one true enemy. We will attack Lebanon. Push Lebanon to the sea. All right. Not Lebanon. Lebanon is not our one true enemy, but we will invade them because I don't know why. Oh, that was easy. Scum of the earth. Oh, here we go. I'm reading this. Having completed the conquest of the Pan-Arab neighboring countries of Lebanon with a military invasion, and those of Jordan with a treaty made with their government, we can finally begin to lay the foundations for the greatest plan of all of Iraq's modern history, the conquest of the illegitimate state of the Middle East, Israel. The state of Israel, the enemy of Iraq and the entire Arab people, is coming to meet its fate, willed by Allah himself. Once the plan is finished, Saddam will finally be able to fulfill the promise he made years ago. I swear to God, we will let our fire eat half of Israel. Gains non-existent relations. Oh dear. What about like this? Palestine are a puppet of Israel. I see. So yeah, the whole thing. Why the rocket site? Got no missile. Why no missile and rocket site? I couldn't work out how to make missiles or rockets in this mod. I thought they just automatically filled up when you build the rocket site and have them researched, or like I couldn't find them in the production tab either, so I don't know where they come from. But you know what I did know how to build? Nuclear weapons. We got 3 of them now. Oh my god, the actual nuke went off. We tested it. What? Oh, this poor division in Jordan, man. The Israeli government had been sabotaging the Iraqi nuclear program for years, fearing they might use their nuclear arsenal on them, but it appears that they weren't able to stop them. Today, multiple nuclear shockwaves shattered across the Arabian Peninsula, with many fearing an imminent nuclear holocaust. However, Hussein announced that the shockwaves were created by a recent nuclear bomb test, and that his country is now in possession of several nuclear warheads. But America would do something, right? There's no way America would sit back and just be like, and just let Israel fall. Are we going to end up at war with NATO? Because that means Turkey too. I was worried America was going to retaliate, and then I was fearing that they were going to bring NATO into the war for some reason. And well, I guess you're going to see what happens. 500 on air superiority, 300 close air support. So you know what? I might drop a nuke over Jerusalem. I might drop a nuke on Jerusalem. I can't do that. It's the holy city for like every religion. I can't do that. It's the Holy Land. I was ready to invade, and so commenced the fifth Arab-Israeli War. And well, let's just say my temptations got the best of me. Oh my god, the whole world has embargoed us. The Greater Iraqi Arab Republic has defeated Israel in a military conflict. You know, I was kind of expecting them to put up more of a fight, considering we're like terrorizing the Arab world. I thought the entire West would have like troops stationed in Israel. I don't know, maybe in a future update they can make Israel hard to invade, and maybe the Soviet Union and America like ally together to stop Saddam invading the rest of Arabia. Whether that's accurate or not, I don't know, it would make for a fun game. Greater Iraq solidified. 50 political power. Greater Iraq, after many struggles, has prevailed and introduced a new approach to pan-Arabism. Thank you for playing Red Dusk. Wow. There we go. Now we just got this focus. Oh, it's done. We did it. Oh, look, he's old now. Well, I like how they changed the portrait at the end of the playthrough. That's so cool. Anyway, that's all the content for Iraq. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.